Tacos and geeks, keep it real, no doubt. From the couch to your screen with a word of mouth. Anime, movies, TV, we got the scoop. Join the review crew, come and be part of the loop.
Welcome everyone to TacosandGeeks.com reviews. Justin and Sean here, back with more reviews for you guys, and today we are going to be talking about Secret Level. Big shout out and thank you to Prime Video for the screener. As always, as we do here, I'm going to give you a brief synopsis before we talk about the show. So without further ado, let me get my phone and read this for you guys. Here we go. Secret Level is a new adult anime anthology series featuring original stories set within the worlds of some of your beloved video games. From the creative minds behind Love, Death, and Robots, each of the episodes is a celebration of games and gamers, and this actually has some big names here. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Hart, Keanu Reeves, Laura Bailey also lends her voice to this. And I'll have to say this, the best way I could describe this is, if you are a fan of video game trailers and that the whole production that goes into video game trailers, this is going to be the show for you. This has some of the big titles that's come out earlier this year. You got Warhammer, and even just previous years, Warhammer, Sifu, Pac-Man of all things, Dungeons and Dragons, Mega Man, just to name a few of the titles here. And if you're a fan of Love, Death, and Robots, and you're familiar with their, I would say, the way they do the storytelling in their short form of storytelling, then this is going to fit right in. Some episodes run from 7 minutes. Some episodes run into like 15 minutes. So if you're used to that particular format, then you're going to be right into this. And I will have to say, my only gripe that I have with this, especially with the Mega Man, and me and Sean will get into that a little bit later, is that some of these episodes really feel like, okay, this is a teaser of what could be if someone decides to pick it up. It kind of feels like a reel at times. It's just like, you want more, because some of them are really good, but then it just ends in just like 7 minutes. You're like, oh, don't do that. I need at least another 7 minutes, or I need at least a half an hour to really feel fulfilled. It's like getting free samples at a store, and you're just like, oh, I gotta buy this, but you find out that, oh my gosh, it's out of stock, and that's probably my only gripe with this. I will have to say though, graphically, it's just mind blowing what some of these shows were able to do. I swear, if PS6 and the next gen consoles that come after PS5 and them are like this graphics, it's going to be mind-blowing. But Sean, what are your thoughts?
So I agree with you completely. One of the things is Love, Death, and Robots was one of my favorite anthology series. I really enjoyed it, especially season one. Season one really blew me away, and although like when it got kind of like to season 2 and season 3, it kind of lost a little luster. I think season 3 was closer during the pandemic and things were shutting down, or maybe it was after. I'm not sure. You can correct me in the comments. I absolutely love how it was set up, because, like you said, you got a 15-minute clip, you have a 6-minute clip, you have a 7-minute clip, and whether it's long or short, these clips were absolutely amazing. They kept you like staring at the screen long enough to be like, "Yo, are you kidding me?" Like, this was fire. I mean, the difference between this and Love, Death, and Robots is that those seem like independent stories. When it comes to this, these episodes seem like, yo, maybe you might want to consider like making the next video game around this little anthology that you just put up. Maybe this looks good. Like, this, if this was a preview, like, whew, I might have to go pick this up. Like, this was really done well. Like I've said, I like most of the series. The series is 15 episodes. It's definitely something binge-worthy. I think altogether you may spend like maybe an hour and a half of it, like, to get through it all. It's not something that's crazy, because when I originally saw it, I thought it was going to be like Vox Machina, where it's like episodic. But no, this is definitely like that. Reading, and when I saw it was like anthology series, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be fire. A lot of the episodes are my favorite. I may have had 2 or 3. that I was just kind of like, and we all know it's okay, and you're just kind of like looking at your phone and you're like, well, it's gonna be over soon. Like that, it was like kind of that vibe. But other than that, like I was just watching it going. I was like at the edge of my seat, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so well done. I definitely have favorites. Justin and I will discuss our favorites. But to say that this was not like, I'm hoping they get a season 2. And I'm hoping they start bringing out like other, like take it further back than Pac-Man. Like give me some Commodore 64. Give me, give me what is it? Neo Geo.
Oh wow.
Like give me some of the stuff from there. Like can you imagine if they do a short on Slaughterhouse? That would be crazy. Like I would go crazy watching that. But this was like so well done. So I'm gonna turn it back to Justin and let him talk about his favorites.
Some of my favorites, hands down, Mega Man. Like this, I will literally see if they do a Mega Man movie. It needs to be like this. It really needs to be just the way they set up the story, the way the graphics were, the voice acting just nailed it. It just the tone of what they did with this Mega Man. I want to see a movie, full length movie, 3D, same treatment, same people behind it, and just do the Mega Man with that. Warhammer was really good as well. What really surprised me was the Dungeons and Dragons story. I'm not going to go into the details with that, but what they were able to do with that was really good as well. Pac-Man had such a interesting concept that I was not expecting. And it just basically took the concept of Pac-Man instead of actual Pac-Man, but the concept of it made a lore behind it and behind the game and with the ghosts and everything else. I was just like, that is just such an interesting take. And that's one thing about this show, this anthology series that I like, is that some of the episodes just kind of take the concept of what the game is and put their own spin to it. It's not really like a paint by numbers. Some will be something like, okay, this will be more of a Elseworld type of story, or add something like Seafood. They're like an original story with it, but they kept the same concept of, hey, if you die, you age up. And you see that within the actual Seafood episode. So I will have to say, if I have like my top 3, Mega Man will be 1. 2 will be Warhammer. I really like the Warhammer one. And 3, believe it or not, I'll have to say the Dungeons and Dragons one I really did enjoy of what they were able to do with that concept. I would just have to say some honorable mentions. Honor of the King with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I saw little clips of it earlier before the review. That's the only episode I didn't get to really fully watch. And I actually like the Playtime one, the last episode 15 as well. That's the one where I was just saying, whoa, graphically, just the way they're doing the facial animation and the way the details of the characters looking. It's just like we're getting at that point where CGI is getting a little bit too close to home. And just when it comes to just the facial designs, I'm just going, yeah, we're getting a little bit more too little realistic, too detailed with the way these character designs are going. But overall, I'll have to say, folks, I'm going to give this a must watch, especially if you're a gamer. If you're a fan of video game trailers or those concept cutscenes and things of that nature, Secret Level did deliver. It really does. Like, some episodes might be a miss for you, but I will have to say they have more hits than misses in this one. There might be some episodes. For me personally, I wasn't a big fan of the Concord episode. I watched it. I was like, I was looking at, like Sean was saying, you're looking at your phone from like certain episodes. You might be looking at your phone. Wasn't a big fan of the Concord episode, but the rest of them, I thought pretty solid picks, man.
Yeah. So one of the things I'm going to tell you before I tell you what my favorites are is that you also like watch I know a lot of people like to do is skip the opening, the title page. But here's a little, like, I don't know if it's an Easter egg, but something you should pay attention to. You can kind of tell what video game is coming or how they're going to do the video game. Yes, every single episode, beautifully animated and done. But you can tell whether it was like an 8-bit game or it was like PS1, Xbox, Xbox or PS2, PS3, you can see in the beginning because they give you little clues with the cube that you'll see in the beginning, like what it is. But if we're gonna go into my favorites, I'm gonna also say with Justin, Dungeons and Dragons, absolutely phenomenon. Definitely Mega Man. I liked Return of the King. I saw the whole episode. Arnold Schwarzenegger is phenomenal in it. I'm cracking up. This was like they picked the perfect episode for him. Armored Core with Keanu Reeves was absolutely fire. This man needs to really get his own, like, they need to develop a series around him, like what they did with Norman Reedus. They need to develop a cyber high-tech series. I know he was in Cyberpunk, but they need to give him his own, like, wild high-tech cyber series. Warhammer, if I'm going to say, like, Warhammer was great because it was hard to pick between Warhammer and Armored Core. Definitely honorable mention has to be the last episode. Actually, I don't even want to put it as an honorable mention. Last episode was fire. Last episode was probably one of the best to end it. Was a very good way of ending it.
Yeah.
Definitely was into this. Like, I know some people are gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, what? Did you have to?" Like, no. Like, I never did a review on Love, Death, and Robots, and that's like one of my favorites. I'm kind of upset that I don't know if we're gonna get another season of it, but I hope we get another season of this. And they keep taking it back. Like I said, like, can I get a Slaughterhouse episode? Can I get, what else was on Neo Geo? Can I get what do you call it? What was the fighting game on Neo Geo?
Was it Fatal Fury?
Can I get a Fatal Fury episode?
King of the Fighters. I mean,
yeah,
there's so much.
King of Fighters? Like, yo, listen, can I get one of those? Even to take it a step further, can I get a Capcom Darkstalkers episode? There's so much after you watch this that you can do with this anthology series. Like, they could really make this something for, like, the ages. Like, even, like, I'm talking about the Darkstalkers. You can make an episode strictly, because I know Marvel does this, make an episode strictly for Halloween. Give me a Darkstalkers episode, Slaughterhouse in it. Give me all the horror games. Give me a quick Resident Evil episode. A story that's never told. Silent Hill. Can I get a wild Silent Hill episode?
Dino Crisis.
Whoa. There's so much we can name, but this is definitely something to check out. And if you're in the comments, start rattling off games that you think can be part of the next anthology. Maybe this is something they'll take into consideration, and, like, we might see this on the next episode. So, to you, Just.
So, to wrap it up, I'm going to say this, folks. I really enjoyed the show. There might be some episodes that, who knows, this could just be kind of proof of concept of what could be either for a live action show, or they could be testing the waters for future storylines and games. We don't know what the creative process is behind the scenes of what the real agenda of this particular show is. I will have to say this. Thumbs up all around when it comes to just production, acting, music. A lot of episodes really nailed the mark with the universes that they were playing in. Like Sean said, there is so many titles. This can go on for a very, very long time, especially since Prime Video's behind it, so there's money behind it. But this could go on for a very long time because gaming in itself is its own comic book gaming is just like comic books when it comes to just stories and just endless libraries that you can pick from. I mean, Sean named a couple of titles. I'll name some. Dino Crisis, like I said earlier. I mean, you can go all the way back to the Sega days. Let's go to Vecto Man and things like that. Toe Jam and Earl. I mean, there's so many IPs out there. Hell, they get a deal with Nintendo. Let's get a Star Fox episode. There's so much things.
Forgot about Star Fox.
So much things that they can do with this. And hell, if they want to go really big, give us a proof of concept of what a Zelda movie will look like. So, there's so much stuff they can do with this. I'm going to give this a must watch if you're a gamer. I'm pretty sure there might be at least one episode that you're gonna be like, you know what? I see what these guys are talking about. Yeah, I need to see more of this. Brilliantly acted, wonderful graphics, hands down. I would love to see a season 2 and see what they're gonna do. A season 2 with a little bit more length when it comes to the episodes. Like, give us a legit 25 episodes each. It might have less episodes, but choose at least 8 or 10 games and give us like a 30-minute episodes. So I was going to give this a watch it now.
Let's get Ryan Reynolds in one of these episodes.
Seriously.
So I guess this wraps it up for us because, you know, we love it. We want to once again thank Prime Video for giving us the opportunity to check this out early so we can bring it to you to let you know what's going on. So I'm going to let Justin take that away.
All right, folks, as always, this is Justin and Sean from otakusandgeeks.com. If you watch Secret Level, comment below, let me know what was your favorite episode, what game, if there is a season 2, what game would you like to see? If you like what we do here, hopefully you earn your subscription. So if we did, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be constantly updated here on Otakus and Geeks. A lot more stuff on the way. UWL will be returning. Check out our new playlist, Superhero Gaming, where I do retrospectives of superhero games. Episode 2 is coming out next week, but you can check out episode 1 when I run down the Spider-Man trilogy, the Sam Raimi trilogy, folks. And a whole bunch of stuff is on the way. Essential Anime, Women of Anime, all will be returning soon. So keep it locked here on otakusandgeeks.com. Later days.
Peace.